Man, it's just money.
Yeah, why not?
It's just money.
It's just money.
Yeah, listen, from what I
Hey,
understand,
that's how
money
you guys
always
know
grows
that
on trees.
hey, that's how you guys know that it's time to it's time
Grows
for
on
the
trees.
annual podcast membership again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we said we're gonna have to start getting. Hey, you're gonna start getting those telethon cards come to your house for only pennies a day.
For pennies a day.
You too can support your local podcast.
Yes. Ah.
Let's see here. I'm trying to get to my I'm clicking a couple buttons, working with this new brain center.
Oh, that's right. You got a new brain center you're trying to work with. Do you know what
Yeah.
you're doing?
Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it.
I think
Hey, I want to tell you something.
Podcast for Sci-Fi is live right now.
Yes,
Facebook.
yes.
I just got a message.
Yes, and it's on YouTube. I got that message too.
Okay.
Hey, I want you to know, right,
Tell me.
that I'm finally fully integrated.
Integrated.
Yes, I'm finally. It is
How
now
so?
an Apple house.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
I like that.
I've taken the plunge.
So you're a fully integrated Apple house now.
That's right. Everything's connected. Everything is connected. The waterboarding and brainwashing techniques have finally worked there.
I'm glad we could help. Thank you.
Rob's in the building.
Rob, what's happening, Rob? What's going on?
It seems like Rob's more on time than some of our fellow hosts here.
What host?
I don't know. Hey, so before we start, we're gonna keep this in the pregame, the tailgate. Magic Mike is no longer part of the podcast. He has retired on to greater and bigger things. He's now on NBC.
6 feet under. He's oh no, he's not.
No, not that one. That's the wrong one.
He's on another podcast.
What cap is that, Moose? I want to know what cap.
This is a custom cap. You see this one here, Moose. That's it. That's all it says.
What kind of font is that? See how good you are.
That's I don't know, Twiggly. I don't know.
Twiggly. Hey, Gene's in the building. Hostess with the mostest.
How are you, Gene? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, actually, this is a custom hat, Rob. There's a logo on the back. I can't take it off because I need a haircut. Actually, no, because I would have hat hair, and I don't want to show my hat hair.
He's saving his haircut for Salt Lake.
But there's a logo on the back. A custom made by me, by the way. I made this hat. I won't get into all the details. I was access to certain things that I could make anything I wanted, and I just made it.
What was it? Along my career, I've learned a set of skills.
That's basically it. I didn't work at a hat place. I can tell you that.
Hey, Moose, what's going on? Where's Magic Mike at?
Magic Mike, he is vacationing, so he will not be joining us tonight. But you got you and myself and the rest of the gang in the chat room. So Magic Mike is having fun.
Where did he say he was going? Was he going across seas? Was he going to like Spain or Europe or something like that?
Yeah, called Florida.
Oh, that place. Yes. Passport place.
Yeah.
Gene says she's doing great. Needs to get a shirt to wear for February Pensacon.
Oh, Pensacon's coming up, huh?
I just want you to know. I got to put this clear, Moose. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put.
First of all,
Rob,
you
what I'm gonna say.
Please go ahead, because I want to hear this. Because I'm all about Dragon Con, Rob, and for some reason I have lost all my wingmen and going to places.
Mike is heading to Gatorland. So half of that is true and half of that is not what Moose said there. I can tell you that for a fact. But I will also tell you that Moose is UPS Central. So is the depot still closed down for COVID? The shipping depot?
It is.
Are you still having employee issues? They can't come back to work?
Employee issues. We're only open from 8 to 11, and then we're open again from 5 to 8.
So hopefully they'll get out there. Gene, Rob, sit tight. As the words of a famous guy I know, sit tight. They're coming.
Yeah, he was at Universal. That's right. He was in Florida, at Universal Studios Orlando,
Yeah,
And
he
I think he
actually
spent some
yeah.
time at Disney. I just don't know what.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Oh, no, is
Wait,
that
wait, wait,
him?
wait. There he
Is
is.
that him? I don't know if that's him.
That somebody hacked his account.
Oh,
he
is the
found he found some he found that definitely ain't him with that that profile picture. Just
yeah,
want
I
you
don't
to
know who that is.
but
Automatic comments come up though. That's fine.
But I'll tell you this: he found some fans in Universal.
Yeah, I saw that he may have found some at Disney as well. I think he's going to all the Disney parks. He went to Universal parks. He got some other stuff planned. He's taking like a 3-week vacation.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're rich.
I know he could do that. It's
Man,
ridiculous.
we still got to work. We need to put this
Every day.
Hey, Kenny, what's going on? The light is not on today. He's talking about my Iron Man light. He calls it the night light. All right. It is here.
Kenny, good to see you.
Good to see you, Kenny. Look at Rob. Look at Rob. Don't let them tell you they don't have any shirts. Look at this guy. This guy, he's not in the studio and driving the bus.
I'll tell everybody listening right now. First of all, this is the bottom line. Shirts have arrived, and they were wrong, and so we had to request for them to be resent to us. And I literally could, if I were available to leave my desk, I would leave and go get a shirt to show you. But they were wrong. They weren't necessarily wrong. They didn't come out good. So we said, no, this isn't good enough. The quality should be a little better.
Hey, I don't think we have one for an excuse for Rob. Rob, look what Rob put up there.
Wait a minute. That's not right, Rob. That's not right. That's not right.
I can tell you this: the shirts that we do have have our faces individually. So if you want one, you're gonna have to commit to a member of the podcast.
The other one with a large Podcaster Sci-Fi logo came in, and then on the back of that, it has our intro, and it has 3 faces, and the 3 faces were mostly monochrome, like one, two color maybe, and so it didn't come out. All the shades weren't there, and so what do you say? You go, hey,
from the words of a popular shirt maker, only the best.
Only the best.
And that's what we can't put it out there, man. It's no different than an episode of the podcast.
That's true.
When we put it up now, we don't care. We just put them out. But
yeah.
Back in the days when we actually put some work into the podcast. No, back in the days there was episodes that look at Rob. That's first mistake, Rob. He says, "I trust you, Moose." That's mistake number 1.
No, that's not a mistake. That is a guaranteed thing. Let me tell you why. Because I'm only going to accept the best quality stuff.
That is true.
That
is true.
If I have a problem with something, it's going back, and I'm going to get what I need to get.
That's why we don't eat in half the places we go to.
That also is a true statement.
So we do have the single face shirts.
Yeah.
So if you do want an individual,
this guy trying to get, he's still trying to move his merch.
That's right. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to give out podcasters sci-fi t-shirts. I have no problem with that.
Look at Mike. Just wash them. How many times, Mike? How many times we gotta wash them?
You wash them and they come out fine, doesn't they? Did they? They came out okay.
It's like Shrinky Dinks.
No.
Moose banned over 100.
I've banned 100 restaurants. That's why I only eat it like a handful. The rest of them are banned. I go, sorry, no soup for you. And then I move on.
Says Moose is banned in over 100 restaurants.
Yeah.
Look, guys, we do have the shirts ready to go, though, on the single, and Moose, his printing press factory will get up and going through COVID, and eventually we'll get something going.
Yeah, we'll get, the reorder will come back, and then we should be good to go.
I can tell you one thing's for sure, Moose, right? Gene and Rob are at the top of the list.
They're at the top of the list. Absolutely. No question.
Hey, and if Moose is feeling good and he's got some people there, he might overnight it.
I love this. This guy can spend other people's money like I've never seen.
Yeah, hey, for years. I've been doing it for years, Rob.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. And I love how you give, and I love how you're spending your and I appreciate you buying Rob and Gene's taking that tab on yourself.
Hey, for the fans, any day.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I appreciate that.
So look at JP's in it, dude. I'm OG. You might want to check that card that came in the mail. Yeah. Hey, if you
JP is that OG only lasts for how long? That's all I'm saying. If you're not in it, if you don't have an active card, if your card isn't active, it has an expiration date on it. You got a problem.
Well, listen, in JP's defense, right? He's still OG. He's just not capital letters. It's small letters. Small letter OG. I like that. I like what Rob said. In Moose, we trust.
That's right.
And Jean slow-mo is fine. She wants snail mail. So hers will come in USPS for sure. 9 days.
Wait, it seems like that's what I'm waiting for him to get here through that.
Gene, in it to win it. That's right. I like it. There you go.
Oh,
hey Gene, I know you're on the board there for Pensacon. Are they going to move locations yet? Have they graduated from that? That arena?
They have to build something for them to graduate to. So no,
man, they got stuff in there, man. Listen,
what do
that's
they have?
The day. I don't know enough. I'm there. I just know they have things.
Okay, so are you committing to being at Pensacon in February, Game God? With
if they move to a bigger location, I will be there.
Oh no. See, so that's how you knew that they hadn't built anything yet. So
no, same if not worse. Oh, Gene, don't tell me if not worse.
You know what? Pensacon comes out with they get whether it's they get characters, they get people out there. I applaud them for that. They get more than some of the other.
You're right, and it's crazy that they get people in there. And I feel bad for the celebrities because, Mike, I'm gonna let that slide, Magic Mike. Gigi never commits.
That deserves front and center. Are you kidding?
Oh my goodness, with that's young Magic Mike there. But what I was gonna say is I feel bad for the celebrities who are. Going because they put them in these little tiny rooms, man. They put them in tiny rooms. They're like they're smaller than college course rooms.
The only guy that ever fit in that room is Deep Roy, and he fit in that room okay. You remember?
Yeah. I just the name started clicking there. I'm like, okay, yep, you're right.
He was fine. He was like, I'm good. You don't have to move me.
What is that? Sanger Theater and Saturday has opera or some music that night. Listen, Pensacon is way bigger than some music and opera.
I agree.
Typical JP. That's what little case OG does.
Well, now I'm a big G.
Oh, that's a song for another day.
Yeah. JP needs to go listen to Montel. If you go listen to some Montel, you're good to go.
Yeah, he said same types of room Gigi lived at the Moose Estates. Now listen, let me tell you about at the Moose Estates. That was definitely better than the Red Roof Inn. I tell you that place. At least the windows were good.
Dragon Con, getting into Dragon Con. If you don't have a good hotel, you have the worst hotel. So if you don't have a good one, you got the worst.
Hey, you got the worst hotels at the good one prices. Anyway, hey, let's get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Ready? You ready to do this? Here we go. I'm gonna do it like this, and try not to hit the mic. Do it. Pray, the predator does not get you. Oh, that's a new movie out. House of the Dragon has gone through some episodes. It's time to revisit that. Oh, and She-Hulk has also gone through some episodes. It's time to revisit that.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Oh, that's right. Episode number 359. I got Game God with myself, Moose, tonight. Oh, what is this? Game God Snores. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, listen. I can't believe the podcast.
I can't believe the podcast put something like that up. That's ridiculous. Welcome everybody who's joined us in the chat room in Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. We're in both places. We're found around the world in your convenient social media places, in your wallet, also in your pockets, sometimes in your basement. What?
I'm trying to decipher wallet, pocket, basement.
I don't know. You know, all of that.
In the summertime, inside the sock.
It's true. Yeah. This basketball socks. Sweaty.
That's right.
Listen. We have some sci-fi goodness, fantasy goodness. I'd say anime goodness if you're talking about She-Hulk. Oh, just mocap.
Mocap.
But we have stuff to talk about. Now it's just a matter of us talking about it and you listening and talking about it with us. But I don't know. I mean, do we entertain? Where do we entertain first, Game God? It's just you and I. Magic Mike is not here. He's here, but not here. On at least podcasting with a great mic.
Yeah. But you know what? He's he's having fun. So we'll put him to work when he comes back. Don't worry about that. But hey, Moose, you hear something?
What is that? Oh, I do hear that. What is that? Is that a predator? Are we gonna get banned?
Oh, we're not getting banned. Don't worry about it. We'll get a cease and desist. That's all. So let's start there. Listen, I want to start with Prey.
Okay,
we start with Prey?
This is a movie. What is Prey? You ask. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Prey. This is Prey, the movie. It is a prequel to Predators.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. I can say that. I don't know where it falls. I just know
it's 1719. It had to be a prequel.
yeah. But man. Yeah, prequel. They got a lot of technology for a prequel. But
what are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Bows and arrows.
No, I'm talking about the Predator. It seems like he advanced going back in time.
Guy travels space. Of course, he's advanced. Come on. Now,
yeah,
if you haven't seen this, I'm not going to ruin anything for you. This is. I'm not saying anything in the trailer that the trailer hasn't already said for me so far.
Hey, speak for yourself. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, okay. So it's on Hulu. So it's on a Hulu budget. It went straight to Hulu, and so am I wrong?
Was it released in the theater at all?
No, it's original.
That's
for
good.
Hulu.
That's good. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. So we decided to go and say, hey, let's watch Prey. JP says around 1765, the pistol's the same given to the guy at the end of Predator 2. Oh, that's why the little nod to
like
the
1719, wasn't it?
Yeah, JP's the historian, remember. So you know, we've seen the banner. There's been a lot of
1791. Maybe that's what it was.
It could be.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I digress. Keep going.
So a lot of social media, a lot of buzz. It's on the. You can't turn Hulu on without it not being there.
Yeah.
So we made a conscious effort. Said this is sci-fi. Let's watch it. So we decided to watch it, and I got to tell you, I'm gonna get right to the skinny of it. Man, I don't remember the first hour of the movie. I hate it. I hate to tell you this, Rob. I know Rob said in the room it was very impressive, and it was Hulu's finest. But man, the first maybe 45, 50 minutes of the movie, man, I was in and out.
Okay.
I was taking the long blinks.
So when we decided to do this, I said, okay, this is what we decided. We're gonna talk about this movie. And at some point in time, you said to me, all right, Moose, I gotta start this movie. I hope it's good. It keeps me awake. And I was like, haven't already seen it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
My point is that the first one. Have you ever seen like Last of the Mohicans? Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes, that was a great movie.
It was a great movie. All right. What was the first hour of that like? Do you remember?
It's coming back slowly.
What about that movie that Mel Gibson? I think he directed that was
Braveheart?
Like Apocalypse.
Apocalypse Now.
Not Apocalypse.
Apocalypto.
Apocalypto. That's it. The first hour of that also very tough. My point is saying the first hour is really tough. It was tough.
Yeah, it's only because Rob says better than Alien versus Predator, but everything's better than that. And Mike says must have been too much story for Gigi.
Maybe.
You know what? No,
So
I
tough.
I could tell you because of the story is what made me get through the first hour because I did.
Oh, you
I
knew what
did
was
like-
coming. You
yeah.
knew that they talked about the Predator already. The previews.
Yeah, it was straight to the point. It was the Predator landed. The part was slow is that there's a lot of tracking, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
cat and mouse going on, right?
Yeah.
But that's not where it stops for me, right? Moose, I gotta say, that was the worst CGI bear that I've ever seen in my life. Right? That looked like the bear from Tomb Raider 1.
You are so right about this. When I saw this movie, no surprise, spoiler alert, there's a bear in it. This bear was absolutely I think you like hit it. Like it was like Tomb Raider 1, PS1. It was horrible. It was super horrible. I couldn't believe that they allowed that bear to be in this movie.
Rob, I don't disagree with you on that comment, by the way. I don't want to say the comment yet. Don't put it up, save that comment, but I do agree with you on that. But I gotta tell you, that CGI for that bear, first of all, we couldn't get a bear just for like the non-aggressive parts. You know, it's
Yeah. We couldn't get Big Ben out there, and then
something, Smokey the Bear. I don't know, but that bear was the worst. Second of all, that bear I don't know if it didn't eat in like 2 weeks. That bear looked pretty thin. But I gotta tell you, when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, is that what we're doing? Because that looked bad. The other part for me, and I'm trying not to steal too much of your thunder here, Moose, but the other part that was difficult for me was that we've always said, Yogi Bear, yes, we've always said, as long as it's believable in the sci-fi world, right?
yes,
You can watch it, right? You can get through it.
correct.
And I'm sitting here, and the Predator has every technology that you can think of. Retractable shield, he's got thermals, he's got camouflage capability.
Yeah, but this is the Predator. We know he has all this from before.
Yes,
He may
he's
have
got
a
the
couple of extra
wristband.
things, but yeah.
He's got all these things, and you're telling me, spoiler alert, bow and arrows and a spear takes this thing down, right?
Now, an axe, helps,
right?
yeah.
But it's not even that piece, is that you had armies, I say armies, groups of men.
People. Yes.
And he gets taken down by a 5-foot person. Doesn't matter, male or female. 5-foot size person.
It's a young lady, right?
Yeah. But 5 foot tall and takes him out. I find that hard to stomach. And that's where I'm stuck.
I'm going to echo some of your same thoughts there, and that is, I have a problem that all of these people that the Predator took out easily in this young girl, and by the way, she is young.
Yes.
He had a problem taking her out, and her dog. I just don't buy. It's not believable to me that the Predator, maybe I'm not saying that word correct. The Predator struggled against this, but he was, of course, took out armies, even in the, Schwarzenegger in the first Predator. Like these guys couldn't stand a chance against the Predator, and this is a hunter who travels in different worlds, and yet he's having a hard time with this young.
Listen, he took down a CGI 900-pound, 1,000-pound bear, lifted it over his head like he's king of the mountain. And listen, I thought the bear took him out for a minute. The bear looked like he had him for a second, but you knew it was halfway through the movie, so you knew that wasn't going to happen.
That wasn't going to happen, right?
Yeah. So he takes the bear out, and I get it. You can sit here and argue, she used tactics and stuff like that. I get it, right? So, but all that's going to do, in my opinion, is maim him, right? It's just going to slow him down, maybe make him more mad, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to tell me he doesn't know his mask has what is that, heat-seeking capabilities and like, so stuff like that. It was actually a feral predator is what it was called. They have different names, but
you knew something I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I just have a problem with that. Even her brother, right? Her brother. Now that's more believable, right? Her brother.
Okay.
He was on
seemed
the
like he was
horse.
Hawkeye. Right. He was Hawkeye. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the horse. Yeah, he was more agile, was sliding on the things. Like all of a sudden, the Predator went back in speed. He went to like -2 speed and couldn't hit this guy. Well, like JP said, the Predator worn down, tired, exhausted. I get it, right? I get it. But at the end of the day, it's still he has technology on his side. Why wasn't he staying in camel mode the whole time? Because I was thinking maybe he was broken, right?
Because
Maybe
he's
it's
the
broken.
only because in the original Predator, the only reason he came out of it because it was broken.
Yes.
So they couldn't do that again. You know,
Yeah.
like
And it wasn't broken in this.
no, it wasn't broken. It wasn't
So-
as good, but it wasn't broken.
Well, it's 1791, 65, or 18, whatever year we're in. I just had a problem with it. It's a at best a par movie for me.
Mhm.
It's watchable. It's an hour and a half. It's watchable, but it's not something I'd watch again. I don't know if I go as far as to recommend it, right?
Well, I will say, so I recently had it recommended to me, and I'm like, okay, we'll give that a shot. Why not? They said, hey, you guys should talk about, you should see Prey. Talk about it. I said, okay, we will. Thank you for the suggestion. Well, I watched it. I saw it, and it's a short flick, by the way. It's an hour and a half best.
Mhm.
I think on the clock it's like 1:40, but I'm telling you, an hour and a half for
Yeah,
sure.
11 minutes of credits. Rob,
You're
I get
not
you.
done? Okay, keep going.
No, Rob, I get Rob. I just want to, Rob, he underestimate humanity, ready for
Yeah.
next. I get it, right? I get
Yeah,
all
I
that.
get that.
And I know that the Predator movies have gone down pretty much. So I think this may be better than the last Predator movie. Rob, you're right. If it came out on Hulu and it's better than a theatrical release, it's good.
But
You're right.
bear, Rob, that bear, come on. I think I'm not a CGI guy, but I'm pretty sure I could do a better bear on my my Apple here.
I've actually seen you bear ones on your tablet. By the
Okay,
way.
thank you.
Yeah. They need to hire you. But listen, a par. It's par for me. On the scale 1 to 10, it's right in the middle as a 5.
I'm not going to disagree. As a matter of fact, X gets the squares. I would give it a 5 as well. And look, the reason is simply because they could have done more with it. I love the fact that they went back to that time period. I'm okay with that. Perfectly
I'm okay
fine
with
with that.
I love the dog, by the way.
But I think that I don't think humanity should have won in that time era, that time frame.
No, it should have had a bad ending.
Yeah, it should have had a bad ending, and you would have liked the movie better. That's how I would have liked the movie better personally. If he would have gone in, you think you know what's going to happen. You think humanity is going to win, and it doesn't. I mean, look, we're talking about Avengers. We're talking about Infinity War. Like this is what we're talking about. That the Predator should have been Thanos, and then
he should have ended. He should have killed him. Realized there's no challenge for him at this point in time, and left. That's it. We would have been better off. That's all. And you could have even had an end credit for a second or another one where he comes back further down the line.
Right.
I like what JP said. Man in a tiger suit would look better as a man.
Probably better.
So Rob, Rob, I know.
Yeah, I have definitely wasted more time watching worse, Gene. That is absolute. So, but in this aspect, I'm displaying it in because it is a movie. I think they would have done better off as a series. By the way, if they would have put it as a series, I would have invested more time in it.
I think you're onto something there. You're onto something there. You can come back different time periods, different times at different areas of time. But you talk about. You said, the question was, have you wasted more time watching worse? Yeah, it's called She-Hulk. I gotta tell you. I mean, can we just go there?
Right. If you are a fan of Marvel, okay, you've tuned into She-Hulk. I'm sure you have. If you are a fan of Marvel comics and have read She-Hulk in the past, I'm sure you tuned into She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. So this She-Hulk is a little different than what you're used to say the least.
How so? Explain, Moose.
Yeah, I'll go into details. Details. I don't know. I think that the biggest thing that you have to look at is that what are you getting out of each episode of She-Hulk so far? And I've seen 3. Is that that's all they've had, right? 3?
Tomorrow's 4. Yep.
I have learned nothing out of 3 episodes. I've learned nothing, and I don't know where they're going. Like I look at where She-Hulk is, and I go, okay, where are we taking this in the next? I don't know how many episodes they have. 10?
8, 10. I think.
Okay, where are they going in the next 7 episodes? I mean, what's going to happen? And so far, I see nothing. Like I see nothing. I just don't get it.
Well, here's where I stand with it. Right. You're right. Where are they going with it? There's no sense of direction, but more so is that you hit a couple of things with She-Hulk. You know, she's how she was a superior superhero in the comic book, and it's quite possibly might happen in the show. I feel like WandaVision had a better first 3 episodes.
Agreed.
Than this. I just the CGI. They bait and switched on us. The first episode CGI looked good. Now we went back to not so detailed CGI. It's like it looks
Tomb Raider 1.
yeah,
we did.
yeah, it looks fake. Wish version CGI. I don't get it. Is the Abomination going to be the main bad guy here? Because he's not going to stay good, right?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to use. That's just my opinion. I don't think they're going to use him.
When the show, the show is bad, right? Yeah, CGI was horrible, Rob. The show is bad, right? When the show itself makes fun of itself by saying that, oh yeah, this week is going to be a cameo
every.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute, Wong. So it's bad when it's making fun of itself.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that. Like the only thing is I keep watching it because I'm hoping something's going to happen. We know Daredevil is going to come in.
I'm not sure that. We know that.
Yes, they showed it in a trailer.
I don't remember.
Or someone wearing the red and yellow Daredevil suit. Let's just say that.
That's gonna be somebody else.
It's gonna be
I don't know that he's gonna
be there.
But what I don't understand is I don't understand where they're going with this. I mean, is this just for fun? Did we decide to do as in Marvel decided to put up She-Hulk to go, we just want to have fun with this. Let's just make this a comedy. Because it really is taking the tone. And I'm not talking about She-Hulk as in, can you have comedy in She-Hulk? Yeah, you can. But I don't understand where they're going ultimately with a She-Hulk series. I was expecting much better. I really was.
Well, the question I want to ask is to Rob, because Rob was all over She-Hulk before She-Hulk started and saying that this was going to be the show. He said She-Hulk was going to be the sleeper series. He was all in. And here we are, 3 episodes in. There it goes. There's the comment right there, Rob. Rob said they lost him. He's done. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. Yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
So again, Rob, I look at it, I go, where are we going with this? What are we doing? I just don't get it. I don't get where we're going with She-Hulk. I would have much rather had a Kate Bishop a series at this point. I think we went somewhere.
Look, I love Magic Mike's question. Can Daredevil even save this?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's a great question. The question I'm going to counter with a question is, where does he fit in this? Because Daredevil's character doesn't even fit this show. And
he's way too serious, way too. Yeah. I'm going to say the word dark because if you're comparing apples to apples, Daredevil's way darker than this. Even though they do jokes in Daredevil, it's just it sells a joke that actually you go, oh, that's funny, or that's quirky. This is what? That's silly. What? That's not even silly. That's dumb.
Yeah, and they do 2 stories, and I think they try to do 2 stories in each episode, but the stories don't even make sense. Like sometimes you have like an underlining story that connects it long term.
That's what I'm saying. Where are we going? Vacuum Crew? Give me a break. Come on.
Daredevil is the 4th wall. And JP says Scarlet Witch. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't even want to see Scarlet Witch.
I don't want to see Scarlet Witch again. Ever.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with Scarlet Witch. I
had a whole movie about her this past year.
Yeah, it was called Scarlet Witch 2. And so it's just She-Hulk. And as a Rotten Tomato score, just so you know, the fans are killing it.
Yeah,
The She-Hulk's got a 50 from the audience.
that's not good. That's
Yeah,
not
80,
good.
87 on the tomato meter, but a 50 from the audience.
87. Oh, give me a break. That's not even. That's I would rate. I would give Prey a better rating than I would She-Hulk.
Oh,
So,
thanks for asking. Prey had a 93.
There you go. There
And
you
the
go.
audience liked it even more. 73 from the audience.
Yeah. Look, I don't think we're gonna dig out of whatever we need to with She-Hulk, and I don't think it's gonna introduce anything for Marvel for us. And as it goes right now, Marvel has a big problem for their next phase, and I don't think they're. I think it's going to be difficult for them to fix it. I think we could be seeing the end times for Marvel superheroes in the big screen.
Well,
And by the way, in the small screen at this point.
well, and it's funny you say that because I think that they're digging a bigger hole than the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. You remember when that came out?
Yeah.
Marvel was pretty much non-existent, and I feel like this phase, either someone said that this phase is going to be a throwaway phase because we don't have all the pieces in place, so to speak, or actors or film times,
Mhm.
and so they threw this phase away because there's nothing in this phase.
I hate
that's
to beat up
cohesive.
every movie we talk about. I really do. I
Well,
can't.
but in phase 2 and 3, we cheered every movie that came out. So I think this is what we were talking about. Didn't we not say in phase 3 when we got to Endgame, is there not a movie that MCU can put out that's not going to do well? Well, guess what? Every movie they put out in phase 4
hasn't done well.
with the exception of Spider-Man. But
yeah,
Spider-Man,
that wasn't even really Marvel.
no, Spider-Man was a fan service movie.
That's right. And so the fans spoke, somebody listened, and somebody delivered, and the fans loved it, and they showed it in the numbers that going to the theater. And it was good. It was good. It was a good movie. We all agreed to that. But didn't a report just come out that Wati?
Yeah. The Thor guy, the Thor director, he's out.
He's out. He's out. Why is he out?
Because the last Thor was garbage.
Right. It was, and I told you I watched 40 minutes of it. By the way, that's going to be released on Disney Plus here on September 8th or something like that.
2 days.
So all I'm saying is that because these types of things, happen, you start changing our character, you change Thor, start changing these things, and all of a sudden, people will eventually, hopefully they, the studios execs get it, because the fans definitely get it and they show it. I hope they show it more than not, but they did show it with him. I'm surprised he pulled big bucks. I mean, he was a Korg, I mean, this anyway.
I like how JP didn't know. JP did not know.
Yeah, he's out. He's
He's out, man. Listen, I didn't think he was good in Ragnarok.
I didn't think so either.
I didn't think that he was good in this one.
Nope.
I don't. He can stick to being Korg, for all I care. But it just wasn't good.
Direct.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's fit for MCU.
I don't think so either. I think it's a bad combination.
Send him to DC. So listen, She-Hulk, like Rob says, he says he was out. Now he says he's still hope. I don't know. I'm confused, Rob. D23 will get us all excited again.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no. He was supposed to direct a Star Wars movie too. Yeah.
I don't think, if that happens, that's a bad decision.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think the hype of Thor made his movie sell. And then now that they know, yeah, so
it stopped selling.
So Phase 4 is a wash. I think. What was the last movie in Phase 4? Is it Black Panther? Black Panther is the last movie in Phase 4.
I think so.
Right? And then it's Phase 5, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that is a uphill mountain that they're going for.
It'll never be the
Phase 5.
same. I don't think it's ever going to be the same.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. Magic Mike says he's nervous about Star Wars. I would be too. But you know what I'm not nervous about?
What?
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. So this is again, we haven't talked about this in a couple weeks.
Yes. So we got a couple episodes here.
Yeah, and I'm not going to break down all the episodes. You don't have to worry about that. The biggest thing to know is that were there 3 episodes, 4 episodes?
Correct. 3.
Yeah. And so far, from my opinion, in this particular episode, this was the slowest moving episode in a sense for me, even though it had action. This episode had a lot of action. It's the slowest moving one for me. There's a lot of things they're setting up here. That doesn't mean that you didn't have action in the show. It was just slow moving for me because it was nothing really happened until the end of the show. Kind of like Prey.
Yeah, I agree with you on it.
Go ahead.
I know. I'm reading the comments as you said that. JP said House of the
JP,
Dragon is so boring.
This guy wants no spoilers.
You need to disconnect.
It's so boring. You need to hang up, pal.
Yeah, hey, hang up. Rob, you're right. There is no competition. DC's on a deathbed, referring to the MCU. 3 Dragons, two Ring episodes from Gene.
Now,
that's
Gene,
correct.
I want to talk about Rings, but we're not going to do that till next week. I'll have an opportunity to get Magic Mike back in the podcast seat, and he can be thrilled with his opinion. This guy doesn't want spoilers for what we're talking about.
He's gonna have to close his ears because you know how GG does. Game God doesn't have no filter. We know where we stand. I agree with you. I agree with you, Moose. It's funny. It's like an oxymoron. You said it was the slowest moving episode,
right?
But it was a 2-year jump.
Yeah, there was a big jump.
Because all of a sudden there's an additional character.
I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that, and all of a sudden they gave it to me. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, well, okay, I'll accept it. It wasn't like it was hard to accept.
I will allow it. You know what I'm saying?
and then, but again, I didn't see. They're just setting up the future in this episode for me, and I thought for sure that I would see. They jumped ahead, and nothing really happened. I mean, that's all I'm saying. They had some fighting.
So they jumped ahead. Yeah, you jumped ahead. You mean you tell me for what was it? 2 years? They jumped ahead 2 years.
You said to me, yes.
Yeah, 2 years.
A year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, they're still having that same fight, and I'm trying not to be specific because not to give the spoilers to Magic Mike.
Yeah, I don't want to.
But I gotta tell you, also without giving the spoilers to that, I was disappointed on how a person went out.
I was too. Yeah. Gene. Let's talk. Let's come right back to that to you, Game God. But Gene talks about the intro. Yeah. Which is interesting. I thought the intro was very good. I loved what they've done with this particular intro.
They kept the music, which was a genius idea.
Great. That's a huge plus. But I think I mentioned that too. But the first time we saw the intro, I think I like it. I like it a lot because it makes sense. It tells a story, much like the original Game of Thrones did. But you just have to understand which story. You have to understand what's going on, and then you see the story it tells. So I like that a lot.
Well, the music is a hit. It's the only intro that I can think of in recent history that I don't skip. I listen to the music. I watch it. It's not like I just listen to music and walk away. I actually watch the screen. So the intro for Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon are 1 and 2 of the best intros in the show. I want to address JP there because he's typing a mile a minute. Yeah, I want to address some of his comments because he was like,
okay, go ahead.
So boring. Fast forward Matt Smith. And then Matt Smith is the only good actor in the entire series. The rest are blah. Now, I got to tell you, JP was doing good this episode with us tonight until he started talking about this stuff because this is true vintage. This is why his capital letters went small. How dare you say that the characters and the actors in this show are not good? Because I think that they hold their cinema quality.
First of all, Rhaenyra is just, I love the way that she portrays her character. I think it's great. I think that the other, like, for example, the Hand of the King. I like him.
Oh yeah, Hightower.
Yeah, I think he could pull it off. The other group that with the white hair where the king was going to go marry his daughter.
I'm getting you the proper name.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think.
Valerian.
Right.
Corlys Valerian.
So I love like that whole they nail it. They nail it. I mean, they sell the role. So I completely disagree. I love the way Matt Smith has, and Game God will agree to this too. Matt Smith nailed it. He knocked it out of the park with his
Correct.
character, no question.
Correct. His
but
character.
I also like
speak.
Crab Feeder. I liked him. He didn't say a word, and so I was a little disappointed with the ending of that episode. Like you said,
Yeah. Well, it's so you want dragons, you got dragons. There's definitely dragons. I like the fact that the dragons are different looking, right? So you got like a serpent dragon. You got the. I think they're doing a great job with that. I think you're gonna have an episode or two, just like in Game of Thrones, where it's a slow moving episode.
Sure.
And I think it's slow moving because not really anything happened that we didn't know.
Well,
right.
I think that in a fast forward, I think it could be slow moving because you have a lot to explain. Like, oh, all of a sudden oh well, you have a male heir now, and you have to kind of explain where that's going, and so that's why the slow moving piece came in for me.
Yeah, so they they explained the obvious slowly.
Yes, exactly.
And so then the ending was the action. So I've been okay. I think the show has been great.
Yeah.
Out of the three, this has been the slowest, but doesn't mean I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I love the acting, and more so, I love the set design. I love the armor. I find myself looking at the armor and the intricacies of the outfits that they have, and man, I think they do a great job. I even like the part where she was. Did you see the God tree where they were by the God tree with the face?
Yes.
Game. So you saw it. You saw it smaller, right? You see it smaller.
I love that.
And then I love how she says, "Sing it again."
Yes.
And he starts singing, and then he stops. I didn't say to stop. Sing it again. Start from the beginning. That's like, I thought that was kind of funny. But I enjoy the show. I really look forward to it. I'm mad that this one was like I think an hour and 10 minutes. I'm mad that I only get one episode. And you gotta wait 6 days for the next one. And so I so much want. I can't wait till next week to compare House of the Dragon and Rings of Power, because I got a lot to say to that, by the way, as well.
Oh, I do too. Don't I have a ton. I can't wait to talk about it, as a matter of fact.
Now I know we talked mostly about episode 3 today. I thought episode 2 out of the 3 episodes was the best episode of all 3 episodes.
Episode 2 had a lot. It kind of set the standard of what to expect in the future, in my opinion. I thought it had a lot of backbone.
Yeah, and Rhaenyra, I can't say her name. Can you say her name?
Rhaenyra?
Yeah, Rhaenyra. When she came down and confronted Daemon on the bridge, I thought that was epic.
Yeah,
that was epic right there. So I thought that look at JP, Sean Bean, Peter Dinklage, and so many more great actors. You see, here's the thing. When we started watching Game of Thrones, and I'm going to go back to this. When we started watching Game of Thrones, nobody was saying from season 1, man, Peter Dinklage is the best out there. Oh, Sean B. Oh, man, they're acting. Yeah. Hey, these actors are, oh, man, spot on. Jason Momoa, I've never seen him in anything better. Nobody was saying that. You know when they started saying that? Season 2, season 3.
3 and 4, yeah.
Yeah. When the story was really big, when you had so many branches, JP backing up. You had so much. So when I look at this, you got to compare it apples to apples. Season 1 of House of the Dragon with season 1 Game of Thrones. If we're comparing it to that, that's what you got to compare. You can't compare season 5 with season 1, because it's not the same.
It's not the same.
And
matter of fact, if you look at Peter Dinklage, he didn't have. He really didn't get good until season 2 and 3, because his part was very small, pardon the pun, and it was also a different. He was inebriated the entire time for the first, season 1. Every time you saw him, he didn't have that acting, portrayal on the screen yet.
Nope, he wasn't developed yet.
Yeah,
I think not until King. What is his name? Joffrey.
Yeah, what a great bad guy that guy is.
Yeah. Not until his demise. Spoiler alert. Did Peter Dinklage character really grow?
Yeah.
So I like that. I like a think story. Henry the 13th and I had to count 10, 11, 12, 13th and his family. Hamlet, War of the Roses, Add Dragons. Yeah, absolutely on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta tell
fun.
you,
Yeah.
I am excited where this story is gonna go because it's got depth. I'm looking forward to it. Now, if you read the book, there's some stuff that's the same as the book, so you may Godfrey, yeah, it's Jeffrey King
Jeffrey, yeah.
Joffrey,
Yeah.
Joffrey.
Yeah. But I know what you meant. Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah. But I like where they're going with the story. I can't wait for the next episode. I think I know what they're gonna do, but I also don't know. I think I don't know. Like I if you read the book, it's a little different.
I actually thought that because they had given away a little bit of spoiler when they showed Matt Smith with a patch over his eye at some point in time, in the trailer. And I'm like, they shouldn't have shown that because that makes me
Correct.
mad a little bit. So I thought that he was going to get an injury in this particular episode, but that didn't happen. I mean, it happened, but not in the eye. So,
Hey, Matt Smith is the man,
yeah,
without being the man. And what I mean by that is that when you look at him, he doesn't look like anything extraordinary in terms of physique, right? He's not big. He's not. He was there, and he's not super agile, right?
Yeah.
He's not. But his attitude, he walks around with a swagger. He walks around
that
like
was a funny thing. I mean, we got the message from the king. It's like, okay, all right, I know where I'm going to go with this. Like he made a decision at that point and made it silently.
yes,
he didn't scream it.
Yes, and you know what? It's when it happened, I was like, oh man, he's not waiting. It's like he's like I thought that was 3 episodes and a throwaway bad guy. Oh my goodness, JP, you are something else.
Listen, I mean,
I bet you he thinks the last season of Game of Thrones was good.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Jeannie did not look like Doctor Who, and that's the beauty. That is the beauty. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't act like it. Doesn't have the swagger like it. Like it's the same actor, 2 different roles, and he sells both of them. By the way, I didn't mind his doctor. I know Magic Mike doesn't like him as a doctor, but I actually did. I thought it was very quirky doctor. I loved it. And this is just a completely different role for him, which I love him in it.
Well, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think so? Most people know Matt Smith from Doctor Who, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how his character goes along in this, do you think that this character that he plays now in House of the Dragon will be the character he's known for, or you think it's going to be Doctor Who?
I think his character is going to die at the end of this season, so I think that it'll still be Doctor Who because he has more seasons under Doctor Who's belt, and that's where he was really introduced. But I think that he can play other roles now that people have seen him in this type of a role. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, he did Prince Philip. Yeah, The Crown, which is a great series, by the way. We don't talk about it on the podcast, but that is a great series and award-winning series, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, and Magic Mike says that Matt Smith is not his favorite.
Yeah,
I recall him
he's
saying
favorite
that
in Doctor Who is what he's saying.
It's not his favorite in Doctor Who.
Yeah. He likes the other
Tenenbaum, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Tenenbaum.
Tenenbaum.
So yeah. So hey, I'm looking forward to the next episode. I can't call it. I can't tell you what's gonna. So I think they said it was like 11.
You could. I thought you said you know what's gonna happen.
No, you know the book, but they've been changing some of the stuff, so I don't know where they're gonna go with it. But I know that they said 11 or 13 dragons. Let's say it's 11. We've seen 3.
Yeah.
Right. They got a lot of dragons to show still.
Yeah, they do.
They got a lot of dragons to show.
I'm thinking the dragons should be more powerful. That's just my opinion, though.
You don't think they're powerful enough?
Listen, they couldn't wipe out a bunch of crab eaters. Come on.
Hey, my lord, save me. Hey, that's a horrible way to go, by the way. I'm telling you now. No, I think that I mean they have their limitations, right? I think their skin should be impenetrable. I don't think arrows should bother them.
Well, I don't think so either. I don't think that fire should bother them.
Nope.
I don't think that the arrow should bother them. So you can't get close enough to hit them between the scales with a sword. So I'm like, come on,
Well, I do like the fact that how he like controlled the dragon to kind of like put his wing up like a shield. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if the dragon did that instantly or is it like he did something to the dragon to make him do that. So they're giving a portrayal like the dragons are kind of connected to them, right? Is that what you're understanding?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So
Yeah.
hey, everyone dies, Tom. So or you live long enough to be the bad guy.
That is
Just-
true. That is
uh,
true.
So that's
Uh,
Moose. What's on the docket for next week?
Oh, we got what do we have? We have the
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. We've got what else?
Are we gonna do Thor just for laughs and,
I don't think
giggles?
there's any way we could do Thor.
We got a new Cobra Kai.
Oh, Cobra Kai, that's right. And there's gonna be some other stuff. I don't even know what it is, but stick with us. Hey guys, thanks for joining us in the chat room here. And we'll meet again next week, same back time, same bat channel.
I was just leaving. Da-da-da-da.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.